What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another one of my videos. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start off with our usual Bitcoin update. So as a lot of you guys know, this bull flag has played out perfectly. If you guys haven't been watching my previous content, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. In my previous videos, I've had Bitcoin drawn in this bull flag, and we were at 85,300 in this video. And I said bull flags break up 68% of the time. Now we didn't quite hit the measure move, but we still had a very strong move. And as we stand right now, Bitcoin's at 92,800. Now to be clear, the daily stochastics at this point are extremely overbought. So here's what I'm watching for Bitcoin personally. I am looking for Bitcoin to form some sort of a bull flag over the next few days. And ideally, while this bull flag would start to fill out, the stochastics would start to reset. If we can see the stochastics reset without price action losing the 200-day moving average, then I think this could absolutely be the macro reversal that we've been looking for. However, if we see price action come down here and lose this yellow line, then expect more downside. It is very important that we hold this level. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about from the previous breakout. So you can see for a long time that price action was struggling to get back above the 200-day. We got rejected, we got rejected, we got rejected, we got rejected, we got rejected. Finally, we had the break above the 200-day and then price action came down and actually bounced off of the 21-day. And once it bounced off the 21-day, we were pretty much gone from there. And that's when Bitcoin ran to new all-time highs. So I'm not saying that price action has to bounce off of the 200-day, but we want to see a support and resistance flip. And I also want to be clear, I'm not even saying that Bitcoin has to top out right here. You could be watching this video a day or two from now and Bitcoin could be at 95,000, 96,000. But wherever we top out, that's where you want to start drawing out a flag. Because I'm telling you right now, nothing runs forever and the stochastics are eventually going to need to reset. Now do understand I'm calling for a pullback, but I'm calling for a pullback on the daily time frame. I still think the weekly time frame looks very good. If you guys have been watching my previous content, I've been talking about how we had a support and resistance flip. Previous resistance now becomes support. And this wick actually turned into a bullish engulfing candle. And you pair this with the fact that the stochastics are extremely oversold and M2 global liquidity is breaking out, and you'll see why we are breaking out right now. M2 global liquidity usually front runs breakouts. If you actually look at the history of Bitcoin, global liquidity is breaking out, Bitcoin explodes afterwards. Global liquidity breaking out, Bitcoin explodes afterwards. Global liquidity breaking out, Bitcoin explodes afterwards. And global liquidity has been breaking out since January. So the writing was on the walls for a Bitcoin explosion. And I want to point out that right now Bitcoin is retesting the 21 weekly moving average. Similar to the 200-day on the daily, this is a very important level for us to reclaim. If we can stay above the 200-day on the daily and the 21-day on the weekly, then we could have a very bullish future. These are key levels that we want to see Bitcoin get back above. Now, if we take a look at bread on ETH, you can see that bread on ETH is actually doing very well right now. And 2 bread on ETH videos ago, I drew it in a falling wedge, and that falling wedge didn't actually break out immediately, but it's actually starting to break out now. You could obviously argue that this is due to Bitcoin, but a lot of crypto charts were in bull flags. So it makes sense that bread on ETH is kind of following the market. But had you guys bought the bottom of this pullback for bread on ETH, you could be up close to 100%. In general, those are still very nice gains in this market. A lot of projects out there have pumped 20 or 30%, but they haven't done a 2x. This shows the strength of bread on ETH. In general though, I am getting more and more bullish on this project. They have one of the strongest cult-like communities out there, especially for their size. And the other thing that's very important to remember is that bread on base is starting to show weakness. Every single other Boys Club project is on Ethereum. So Brett being on base has always gone against that narrative. So simply from a narrative standpoint, bread on ETH also has a lot of potential. But the reality of bread on ETH is that it's going to be heavily dependent on Ethereum. And obviously it's not just bread on ETH, but Ethereum is going to have a major impact on pretty much every meme coin out there. And funny enough, it might not just be Ethereum-based meme coins. Ethereum is the leading altcoin. So if we see Ethereum continuing to bleed, then that's not going to be bullish for Solana meme coins either. But in general, on Ethereum's weekly time frame right now, we do have a bullish engulfing candle. Obviously, you could argue that this is due to Bitcoin breaking out. However, it's still a bullish engulfing candle. And right now, the stochastics are extremely oversold as well. If we see Ethereum get an actual breakout, then we could see a lot of these meme coins explode again. The fact that bread on ETH ran up close to a 3x from the bottom is also very bullish. I'm telling you right now, this project is outperforming so many other projects in the market. If this is your guys' first time seeing bread on ETH, keep this project on your watch list. In general though, there's not a whole lot to talk about for this project specifically. Again, just keep your eyes on Ethereum. All of that being said though, if you guys are interested in joining a like-minded community and getting into projects super early, then I also recommend taking a look at my Discord. As a lot of you guys know, we've been making huge gains in here this entire bull run. And bread on ETH was called extremely early in my Discord by my boy Manchester. I first posted a buy alert for bread on ETH at a $200,000 market cap. At its peak, you guys could have been up a 239x. Just to put that in perspective, a $1,000 investment could have turned into over $230,000. So if this is the kind of community you'd like to be a part of, you'll find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to see you guys in here. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are bullish on bread on ETH. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.